Welcome to the sixth episode of Cardigains. Myself, Max, and Josh, and today we have our special guest and the first guest, Damien. How do I say your last name?
Felsted.
Felsted. Okay.
Felsted.
I was gonna get it wrong. I'm very bad at names.
Oh, it's quite right.
Steed.
So how are we all doing today there, gentlemen?
We're doing all right.
That's good. That's good.
I spent the entire day in my PJs hanging with Rachel, so it's been a very productive day.
That sounds like a way.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. It's fair enough.
I was the complete opposite. I woke up at 4 a.m., cleaned my house, worked out, and then worked from 7 to like 3. And I was just really hungry and really tired. That's kind of it.
Yeah. Yeah, what I did was I was over at my girlfriend's house and I literally slept till 12, so I got some great rest. My back's still sore from, I think it was like 4 days ago. I trained it on Thursday, but I did some of the movements that Josh actually had told me about because I want to get my lats to, be a little bit wider and stuff. So I had to ask like, hey, are there any movements that, I should do? And he gave me a whole list and I was like, all right, I'm going to incorporate some of these in the workout. And man, once it was like a pump, but also like it hurt. It's sore.
Like everything's hurting. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So today was also my lat day.
Oh, okay.
It's good. I don't know. It's just like a lat pump is so cool because I'm like, man, I feel so big, so wide, and like I feel like I look awful, but also not great.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. So I also am pretty sore in the legs as well. I did that Friday after work, and it was a very short one because my girlfriend went to pick me up, or came to pick me up after work, sort of thing. But anyways, so I did some squats. I did this very interesting thing that Nozel, like the TikTok bodybuilder guy.
Noel.
Yeah,
Noel,
him.
I don't know. I'm French. I'm
Anyways.
gonna say Noel, but it's probably Noel
Christmas. We'll say Christmas guy. But anyways, so he said if you don't have a hack squat, just use the T-bar thing and put the bar. And I tried that and it was, oh my gosh, that was difficult. So I also did that exercise.
That's
it was
pretty
good.
Sick. I haven't tried that one because I have a hack squat at my gym, but
yeah, Josh knows of my current gym.
That was an experience.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. Because I got the gist of the trip. I just didn't get like the I didn't get all the details, but I got the general energy of the trip, which seemed to be pretty awesome.
It was a lot of fun actually.
It was so fun.
We played a lot of video games as previously mentioned, but it was really intense. I really did miss the intensity that we used to have down in Kingston when I used to train with you and Max as well. And,
it was literally train, eat, video games, sleep, eat, video games, train. Then video games. And that was it. That was all it was. And it was actually phenomenal. And then I got lost. And
oh yeah, you got lost over an arm part. That's funny. Yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah. But I also heard that some things got canceled with the whole trip to do the Spider-Man No Way From Home, which I'm like, that's terrible, man.
Yeah. So I had to cancel my trip down to see Josh because Kingston's not doing too well.
Yeah.
In terms of the pandemic, which I don't know if mentioning it demonetizes us, and I don't even know if we can monetize our videos yet.
You just can't say the name.
Can't say the name.
The thingy that ruins our lives.
Yeah. But yeah, because of that, like I have like my family, I still live at my parents' place, so like if I, like God forbid, like knock on wood, I were to have gotten sick, or like even just like not even gotten sick and just brought it home, like we'd have to quarantine.
Yeah.
And like
it's called self-isolate.
We'd have to self-isolate, and then we would have no way of like we wouldn't be allowed to go see other family members or like And my sister couldn't come over. And fucking. Yeah.
I guess because Chloe lives with Andrew now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was a smart plan. We
Yeah.
talked. So to clarify as well, Max and I tried to record last week multiple times, and it just kept not working. And then we're like, whatever, we'll just do it later, and we'll bring in Damien, and then it'll be very exciting. So it's fine. We talked on Monday. It would have been.
Yeah.
From Monday to now, we went from about 200 to about 1,400 cases. There's about 4,000 in Ontario, and it averages out to like 1 out of 9 people in Kingston are spooky people that we don't want to be around.
Wow. Yeah, here in Ottawa, we just got another 400 cases, so it's growing pretty rapidly over here as well. So that's also terrible.
Yeah,
I don't know how it is over in Montreal, but yeah.
In Quebec, it's like yesterday my dad had said, or the day before my dad had said, like we're at like 3,700 cases in like all of Quebec.
Oh, okay.
Like, in the north, there's nobody because it's just like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how's training been? Are your gyms reducing numbers? Are you guys like?
So over here we've had the passports like in place for anything non-essential. You need like the vaccine passport. And people have been like I'm sure some people are like totally against it, which I understand, but like at the same time it's like
it's needed.
It's not, you don't like for like the gyms, it's for us at least at Monster, it's like you get the passport and then you like let them know, it's like you send them a copy of it and they're like, okay, this person is in, they're covered, and then like you could just tag and like scan and come in. It's not inconvenient at all. Excuse me.
The thing with us, I'm not sure if this is Ontario wide or Canada wide, but legally we cannot store that information. That's just like you're just not allowed to have that. So you have to show it every single time.
Yeah.
But there are 99% facilities who are like, oh, no, we know that you're good and you can just come in.
Yeah.
So where I work, we get shit on a lot. They're like, it's us, or if someone doesn't bring their ID, they're like, it's me. You called me by name. It's like, yeah, but we need that, or else then we get shut down. So
yeah,
I don't know what to tell you.
That's the worst part too, because like Monster got fined, like heavy duty fines, because there was like a segment of time where people were just like not giving us like a shit and not wearing masks, and there were undercover cops at the gym. Like full on, and so people got fined for not wearing their masks, and then the gym got fined per person, and I don't know what the numbers were, but they were not fun numbers.
KFNLJ just made it so all places are mandatory. You have to have masks on at all times.
Yeah, up here in I go to a Ottawa City gym, so regardless, there's no storing of information and stuff. So I would also have to show it every single time, even though they call you out by name, like you said, and still no every time. So it's Go ahead.
The gym that I work at, it's run within a like a city building, and like I also work as a lifeguard in that same building. So what they do is they don't have the information on file, but if you have already scanned, they give you like a little sticker on your like city ID that's like, oh yeah, we've had it.
Okay.
Which is like,
there you go. Look at me. Yeah, no. Yeah.
I want to clarify, your 2 city gyms that you guys go to, like if I'm thinking about it, literally the exact same.
Actually,
really?
Like, almost the exact same, except Max is all white and Damon's is all brown.
Yeah, I've never seen Max's gym though, so I wouldn't know.
There's pictures on my Instagram of the Dorval gym.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
shit. Okay. Okay.
It's
I
a
have to look.
nice, like actually, the facility is super nice. Like I think they could have swapped some stuff out for other more useful things, but like
even like the building itself, it's kind of the same. Where there's like pool and like a gym and all that.
Yeah.
But no, Damien's gym, the way that it's laid out is kind of like the Shack, where it's kind of like just like a line.
oh cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where's
Well,
the
the
Shack?
the treadmills are lined up all together and everything else, and then you have some random stuff in the middle, and then there's like another room for like all the dumbbells and stuff. So and the squat
cool.
racks as well. So pretty nice. I just wish we had a proper hamstring curl machine. We have one of those sitting down ones.
Oh my god.
We have just the 3 things, and it's like, oh, this is a pain in the butt or whatever.
Wait,
And then, so like instead of the lying down one where you curl, like the curl kind of thing, you kind of actually have to sit down in it, put your legs like out, and then walk your legs in, and then curl like that.
I love the seated leg curl though.
This one has like 5 or 6 different things that you can adjust on.
Okay. So it's so much like curl. Oh.
It's there's like the knee, and then the ankle, and then you got the hip one, and then you got the back one as well. It's like, oh my god.
You know what you can do? Have you ever done standing leg curls?
No, I don't think I have actually.
You go up to a leg extension, and like imagine like the pad of the like basically you stick your like the knee against the pad and then just curl. You can't even see my legs.
Oh, okay. No. I understand. I have used a standing like over in the old. Yeah. You stand it and then.
So instead of like an actual standing leg curl, it's more of like a. Well, actually, it's basically the same.
I can like superset it now. Well, that's gonna be sick. Oh my gosh, because I've been wanting to work on my hamstrings so much. It's just like I absolutely hate this machine, like to death. Anyways, I also do RDLs as well, which all right. Anyways,
you gotta do like the ass to grass guy. This is the knees over toes guy who's been promoting freaking Nordic hamstring like crazy.
Oh yeah.
Those are gnarly, man.
Oh, they're nasty.
You
can tell by JJ's face that it's PTSD already.
I've been supersetting because we have a reverse hyper, right? And I'll use the reverse hyper with like a pole, and I'll set it up so it's all hamstrings on the way down, and I use the pole to help myself back up. Till failure, get off it, move it like 2 or 3 inches back, and then use it for glute ham right after. And no, it's gnarly. It's amazing.
Jeez, that's gnarly.
Yeah.
My workouts have been exceedingly boring. It's like 4 exercises per body part.
So what kind of split are you doing? I kind of forget from the last.
Mine's like a bro split that's like 4 or 5 days.
Okay.
So like right now it's like Monday it's chest and arms, Tuesday it's legs. So it's like a quad focus.
Okay.
But it's like basically just like quad and hams together, and then like obviously calves.
Yep.
My leg days are terrifyingly simple.
Yeah, like, but it works. It's effective. I mean,
it works.
Basic movements. I mean, like. So many people forget about the basics. They're always like, oh, what is this new bodybuilder doing? Oh, it's a new specialty exercise. Like, just go back to the basics. You'll get big regardless, man.
Right.
Well, like what I did is over prep, I was watching Hunter Labrada and Nick Walker, and they had 2 things in common with their workouts, and they both have giant quads. They do hack squats and the safety bar squats.
50 bar squats.
So that's like the one where the bar comes out here. Like that. It's great. It's great and terrible at the same time.
How much is a bar like that? I'm kind of curious.
Like price or weight?
Well, weight and price, I guess. We'll start off with the price or whatever.
I don't know what the price is. It's expensive. I'm sure it's expensive. You could Google it. Check the FDS ones.
We can see his monitor. He's on it.
But the weight is like 70 pounds. or something crazy. How much is it?
So starting price is 200. I see like $400. So I was like, okay.
That makes sense. Dude, good powerlifting bars or like even just good barbells now are so pricey.
Yeah, no,
like,
of course.
It's bananas. It's like, oof.
Well, I thought it was going to be at least 150, but then I was
like, the only place you're finding like anything under under $200 is like Amazon, and they're like the ones that will bend.
Yeah, and you're slapping on 3 plates aside at least, and you're trying to go.
It's like that video with the guy that he like the bar bends as he's coming up with it.
Gary Rackets.
Has to escape.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
But training for me has been ever since JJ came down. It's been a little different because up to that point I was like losing a lot of momentum. I feel like I got stuck in a bit of a rut there, and I was like feeling kind of down. And then I realized like, okay, there's still people trying to surpass me. I'm like, there's no way that JJ can surpass me this time. No way. So that really drove back up the fire and everything else with that. So it's been a lot of fails, like a lot of sets till failure, I should say. A lot of sets till failure and everything. So
what do you mean? When we trained, it was all sets till failure.
I know, because I can't go easy.
Oh God. It was really funny because we came in to do arms, and Damien had 4 exercises, and I attacked on 2 after. Yeah. For the first half, Damien's going hard, and I'm just like, okay, like hanging out. I'm like, that's fine, buddy, whatever. On the second half, I'm like, okay, I'm feeling it, and Damien was done. Damien was like, you were killing it, but I was like, man, this guy's like, God, the hell, after every set. Like,
you gotta keep going,
the noises, man. And the like triceps like throwing it down. I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna snap something.
He's calling you out now.
Yeah. No, it was. Well, the thing is that it's just like I took the Dorian. I take Dorian Yates' sort of style trainings. Like, even if it's not the heaviest of exercise, not the heaviest of things. Like, as long as you go to failure, then it's good, right? So. Yeah, so that's kind of a mentality to go by. I go by, at least, sort of.
But no, yeah, I like that you brought that up. That's actually kind of where I took a lot of my ideas from with my current training style, because I'll do like 3 sets, like 3 working sets, like at the most. And like the first 2 working sets aren't like I could still like handle it, but then that third one is just absolute death.
Grueling. Oh.
And just like to the point where like, and I usually do this more on leg day.
Yeah.
But like, oh my God, it's just like, yeah, I'm shaking afterwards, and I'm like freaking just like coughing. Just like,
you get that bunny hop of the legs or whatever. You're like, you're like, okay, calm down. We're okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Damien, same as you. After we trained, and I was talking to Max about it too. Most of my training is like that now, especially with legs, where I did split squats the leg day after, and I actually fell over mid set because like my legs just gave out. Or I did legs 2 days ago, and I tried warming up with hamstrings, but I don't know, it just wasn't what I was used to, and I wasn't really feeling it.
No.
And I decided like, okay, well, we got to bring up the intensity. So light press, we'll throw in 5 plates, and we'll do sets of 15. I know. After that, I'm like, leg extension, we'll go heavier, for the negative. So I'm like, I'm not feeling this. So I'm like, we'll put on like 120 until failure, and then cut it in half and do negatives until failure. And I was like, I don't know, that was okay. And I stood up. Nope, I can't. Boom. Nope, no. And I just kind of sat there.
It's kind of like
it was like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I just couldn't move. But no, dude, you got to work out with other people once in a while and have them kick your ass.
Absolutely.
100%.
Man, I just miss, music obviously helps and everything else of that. But, having someone like shouting in your ear, like I wish I was at a powerlifting gym, just like shouting your ear, like keep going. Like I really wish I had like that person just like talking in the back, just like keep going, one more, two more, come on, you could do an extra one, let's go, keep going, kind of thing. Like I really
it was weird how effective it was.
Oh, it's so good.
When you have that like external encouragement, just like
I have never had
myself.
I have never had cleaner looking or feeling squats before.
Yeah.
And when I just went with Damien and he's just like yelling, I'm like, all right, cool. Let's do it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh god.
So are there any topics for the video?
We got topics. Before we get to that, Max gets that all the time.
Okay, sorry.
That's my line. So what?
I'm sorry. Oh god.
Damn.
It's okay. You're the guest, so you're allowed. I can't be mad at you. But we have topics.
Max, do we have any topics for today?
We do. We were going to talk about the stuff that we were trying to talk about on Monday, and then the recording didn't work. So, yeah.
Max, what's the exciting news about 2022?
The exciting news about 2022 is that both Josh and myself are competing. And we're going to try to convince Damien to also at least start on that journey as well.
Oh, called out.
Oh man. I knew it was going to happen on the podcast. But anyways,
absolutely.
I mean, you know, I don't want a situation to happen where like Josh happened and you know he dieted right down and everything and you know he looked phenomenal and then hey we're not doing it anymore because of these reasons and then you know you're all shredded and stuff like that and you did all this dedication and stuff but you know I shouldn't let that you know deter me from going and doing something like this because this will be my first ever competition ever. And I've been talking about it for like years. Like I've been telling, okay, I'll tell everybody in Kingston and in a lot of high school, and I want to do this because my father's was a bodybuilder and everything. So I kind of want to try it out, see how well I could do.
Well, I'm gonna give you the advice that I give everyone, and this is like because I also had the same situation as Josh, like for my 2020 prep, where like I was like 3 weeks out and everything shut down. And but like my first show back in 2017 or no, that was 2014. Like I had no business being on stage. I didn't do bodybuilding and fitness, which wasn't even men's physique. I was skinny boy. But you just sort of send it and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna give this a go. And then you just go for it. And then like you just treat it as like an experience. And I feel like you're the type of person who, if you try it just as an experience, and then you're more likely to enjoy the process and fall in love with the idea. And I feel like you have the perfect environment at home to prep and like have that encouragement. Like honestly, like you said, your dad used to bodybuild. Like he's gonna be on your ass.
Absolutely, he will be. He's gonna be grueling towards me, of course.
It's gonna be a hoot, but like if you were to decide to do it this year, I would suggest Josh, the same show as Josh, because it's during the summer and it's less likely that things would shut down during the summer because as we've seen in the past, like things tend to open up and it's like middle of the summer, so as we get closer, it'll be like, oh, we're gonna let down, and like it's the summertime, so we can go outside, and like things get better during the summer, like knock on wood.
Yeah, no, of course.
So if you were to do a show, it would be that one, or you could wait. But that would be a good show.
Do it.
Plus, you'd have Josh. I'd be there because I want to be there as well.
Yeah, of course.
It'd be a trip, man.
I think so. This is where is this happening?
The show that I'm doing is Barrie, which is where's Barrie? North? No, east, west.
That's an excellent question. I have no idea.
This is that way, and it's July 23rd. Which, if you're gonna do a 12-week prep, that would put it near the first few weeks of April.
That's when you'd start.
So, in 6 months, you have 3 months remaining to kind of do your thing.
Yeah.
But let's say like 2.5 months to do your thing, and then like a month to kind of clean up like
clean up
diet.
everything, and everything.
Yeah,
Okay.
before going hardcore in the prep.
Yeah. But at the same time, like it's the type of thing where like if you're not ready and you're not feeling it, you feel peer pressured into doing this, like it's not the time.
True.
Okay.
But at the same time, you've been talking about it for a while. So I get the sense that you really want to do this. So
yeah, the thing is for me as well is also like, is the physique ready to go down? And is my quads big enough? Is the lats big enough? Is this, is that? But I guess nothing will ever be big enough.
Yeah,
like...
there's always gonna be
you're never gonna be perfect in your first show unless you're fucking Sam Paquin, who was like unreal.
Of course,
Damien's heard about Sam every week.
Yeah.
Bring Sam. Convince him to go to Barry.
he's a pro now too. Fucking,
oh shit!
Yeah, he got his pro card like 2 or 3 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I think.
Oh yeah,
wow.
I guess we were talking about that last week.
We were.
That was lost episode.
That was in the untold.
Yeah, no. He as Max said, he did another show and he got his pro card.
Yeah.
Wow.
So within 3 months, 2 months.
Yeah.
Natural or enhanced? Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Very good.
So,
very
like,
good.
He did his first show natty, his natural, and then he did the natural pro qualifier. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure what his plans are now, but he's a pro bodybuilder. He's a pro classic physique athlete now. So
4 titles.
Yeah. So he's gonna do what he's got to do to stay in the pro runnings, and I'm not gonna speak for him, but he's
what's he weighing at? I'm kind of curious. As like a pro natural bodybuilder, what's he going into the competitions at? And like, you know, are we talking like a lightweight, a medium, or a heavy?
So he's classic, right? So his weight cap. So him and I were in the same category, like height wise, and we were like 5'9" and under, or like 5'10" and under. He told me I was 164 the day before the show.
Okay.
Our weight cap is 197.
Oh, you went in at 160. Okay, yeah.
This is what I had to go with.
Yeah, no, that
freaking going in
sucks.
with what I was working with, man. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, no,
I also want to clarify, Damien, that if we do the same show, Max went in at 164. As of this morning, during a bulk, I am 161. So like you will look exponentially larger.
Yeah.
At least from a mass standpoint.
Because I'm weighing at 180 right now, and if I were to cut down, I would probably be what, like 150?
No, like
160.
Like, I don't know what you're looking like right now, but like, if you were to cut down, you'd be like a peeled maybe 155, 57, but like
Damien would be like 55, 60.
Yeah, 55, 60. Okay. Jeez, 20 pounds. Just shredded it right off.
Yeah, but like it also depends, because like it depends with like what your mass is right now and like what you have underneath. Like,
that's true. All this fluff, all this hair. I hate being European.
Okay, I feel you. Very hairy right now.
No. I shaved very recently.
I haven't shaved since my show, and it's been great. There he is.
It's just terrible. Oh man.
But yeah, to go back onto what we were talking about though, he told me he weighed in at the Mike Clément at like 170 something. Wow. And then he dropped slightly, like a few weeks, like I think 2 weeks after Mike Clément, he was still prepping. And he dropped down to like 169-ish, 168. But by the natural pro qualifier, I'm not sure how much he was weighing.
Interesting.
But he looked big. His insertion points are fucking wild.
I was gonna say, how did he look compared to the Mike Clément?
Pardon?
How did he look in his second show compared to
He looked like he just kept getting bigger.
Oh my god.
Just keep going. The genetics, you gotta love it sometimes, man. Like, just sometimes easy, sometimes it isn't.
Yeah, like I don't want to make any assumptions because I will wholeheartedly just like accept that he was natural, but it's hard to believe sometimes because of like the information presented from like just me seeing him, and like I'm gonna believe that he was 100% natural, but like
sir,
it's sir. It's hard to believe because he looks freaking wild.
He looks phenomenal. I'd like to see him in an off season.
He's probably fluffy, man.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a week, but like, yeah, in his previous off season we were talking, he got up to like almost 200 pounds.
Oh,
yeah,
fluffy, man.
He was just like shoveling food into his mouth type of thing, just like to the point where like you almost feel sick.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's what it takes sometimes.
Especially with such a high metabolism, you know, it's like every 2 to 3 hours you're just going boom, 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 boom. And like how Josh does it, you know, so don't talk to me. I'm eating my food.
Yeah.
Let me do what I need to do.
That's like some Branch Warren type like stuff.
Dude, did you watch me for the first part of the podcast? I just let you guys talk.
Yeah. Josh is focused.
That's a good 800 calories.
Bruh.
I'm slowly gaining. In 6 weeks, I'm up 6 pounds.
That's good.
That's pretty decent.
That's
that tracks.
That's like exactly on the money. That's what you wanted, right?
This is true. I mean, I'd like to be larger, but you know, 161 is not bad.
No, that's pretty good. We can get you to 170 by Christmas. That's
only
Christmas is like
that's in a week
away.
Yeah.
7 pounds. Let's go.
I don't know what's going on anymore.
I actually had a funny moment where I talked about, I don't know if it was in the last episode or not, but after we trained and we were eating pizza at Damiens, and at a certain point I was like, are we competing or like, are we just eating? Like, I don't know what's happening. I then went to Sakura with Zach and Gilberto last Saturday, and we were there for 2 hours just eating. And it got to a point where I was then competing with them to see who could eat more food.
Christ. Speaking of
it's so good.
A lot. I remember, this is like semi-relevant to this topic. I went to there was a nice sushi spot somewhere in like downtown Kingston. I don't remember the name of, but it was really good and their ramen was phenomenal. But I went with a bunch of powerlifters and strongman because it was after the Kingston meet. I proceeded, me being the smallest man at the table, proceeded to out-eat every single person at the table.
Yes.
They're like, Max, I don't want it anymore. You want it? I'm like, yeah. They're like freaking starving.
My goodness.
Registration actually just opened for that meet. For the newest one. March 23rd, because Brooke, who goes through Omega, she just signed up for it. And her and Mike Stevens are on me. Every time I see Mike, he's like, hey, you should do this meet. And I'm like, maybe. He's like, well, I mean, like, that's at the peak of your bulk, and then you can hang out for a month and then prep. And like it lines up. Like, shit.
I don't fully disagree with this. The only thing that I'd be concerned about would be like risk of injury.
Knee snap in mid squat. That's it.
Basically, because it is super fun. Like, it's a very fun environment, and like, it's very exciting.
It would be very exciting. I don't know. He talked to me about if I don't do it, I should be what did he say? He's like a plate jockey or something like that. He used such a great term about it. But no, I would totally do that and just go support people.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be really fun.
It's like, because that's what I had done at the Kingston meet.
Oh, you were just like putting on.
Yeah, I was just moving things and like getting people like spots and whatnot. It was a hoot. It was a hoot.
It'd be really cool.
Yeah. And like, you see these like as it gets to like the bigger dudes, it's just like weight.
Well, how high did it go? Like 600, 800, 9? Like how much?
Like 8. It didn't get moved, but like the guy tried. It was very close, and like, nah. This, I think it was like, it's been a while, but like there was one dude, just this tank of a man. It was like 6'4", fully muscled, tatted up, the scariest looking like dude ever, just fully tatted, head tattoos, giant beard, just like a monster of a man. Sure, he was super nice because they always are.
Yeah.
And then he was doing his deadlift, and he goes up, he misses, and he sort of has like dizziness, and he like doesn't fall all the way back. But my buddy Tyler, he was the back spotter, and like catches him and like taps him. And Tyler's like a little bit bigger than me.
You're trying to carry this 6 feet. Oh my gosh, man.
And I'm like, oh fuck.
The ground will shake when this man hits it.
He did not move though. He fully just like tapped him away, like back to like consciousness, like as he like.
Jeez Louises, man, that's scary.
Freaking wild.
I would really like to see who competes in that meet as well, because like, well, Mike wants to do it. I'm sure that him and those boys will probably go in.
I don't think Tim would. Tim would have to squat.
Well, like Tim's group. CJ might do it. CJ's been doing wild. I haven't seen him too often since his kid was born, but I can see CJ doing the meet and doing pretty well.
CJ.
Cornelius Jr. I don't know if he ever went to the King or how often.
I'm sure if I saw him, I'd be like, yeah, okay, that person.
Yeah.
But like, I have no idea.
I would like to see. I'd like to see Jared compete. That'd be cool because he's coming off of a knee injury. But like he just got a deadlift PR at 625, I think.
Oh, okay, so it's not a major one. Okay.
Conventional, baby. Well, because his bench, he got 500 for a double. So I'm like, there's some weird strength disparity here. Squatting, he's been doing like
he's got
5-6 plate box squats for a while.
Okay. That's pretty fucking
I'm like,
good.
Honestly,
this strength disparity, does he have like short arms? Like, serious question.
Dead serious. Short arms, yes or no?
Because shorter arms would help with bench and like take away from a deadlift.
Me with my ridiculously long arms to go 8 feet on the way down.
Yeah. No.
Got that like in between. I don't know.
That's why Zach's so good.
Yeah.
His arms are like that big.
Half yours, this big right here. Little baby man.
Well, that's why. Well, like for the same reason, it's like why Rachel was having trouble with her squats because she has long, like leg to torso ratio was like.
Oh, yeah.
She got long legs. Once she hit
legs up the ear.
That's you. It's like you and Pete. Pete's legs start in his armpits.
Oh man, I can only imagine. I would hate to be 6'4" and try to do like a 600-pound squat.
Well, I guess it depends because like Mike O'Hearn is like, he's like 6'1", 6'2", but he's got like the proportion.
Super natty.
He's 100% duck egg level natural, but like his proportions. But his proportions are very good for the squat.
This is true.
He's
1.87 meters, which is something apparently.
Yeah, he's like 6'1", or like I don't know,
9 centimeters taller than me.
So I typed in Michael Hearn height in inch, 73.6 apparently inches.
He's 73.6 inches.
He's just he's huge. Anyways,
this man large.
Oh, and feet. There you go. How about this one?
Oh my god.
Now you give me. Never mind. Okay. Oh no, 6'3". There you go.
Okay.
6'3".
Does Mike O'Hearn like feet?
These are the. No, I'm not gonna.
And he's completely natural.
Completely natural.
Yeah.
Dude slurps down duck eggs. Right.
With the year of 1969, like that's his birth year, by the way. You know, he has to be natural. Yeah. 1969.
He's been doing this for so long. He has to.
He's in his 50s?
Yeah.
What?
He just keeps getting better.
What?
Age.
I thought he was like 35. What?
Oh my Jesus, man.
It's like when I learned that Larry Wheels is 25 and it blew my mind.
No, he's 27.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he's like a little bit older than me.
52, mate. Oh my gosh.
He's like slightly older than me. Are we just Googling things now?
At this point, yeah. No. We know. Sorry, don't. No. I don't have anything
he's
up.
26.
Okay.
Oh, he just turned 26. His birthday's December 3rd, 1994.
Okay, so I'm older than Larry Wheels.
I know.
Oh, Larry,
looks like he could be my father.
He actually posted a recent Instagram story of him doing like, I don't know, it was like, I think like 4 plates aside or maybe even 5 plates, 26 reps, just half repping, mind you, half repping. He was only going like up.
Yeah,
like,
but like
here.
it's still Larry Wheels and he's moving it quick.
Yeah. Yo, he's moving it real quick.
That's my favorite meme I see all the time. It's like, man, feeling real good about my 4 or 5 deadlift. And then it cuts some motherfucker named Larry. He's like pressing 225 with a barbell for shoulders on either side.
Yeah, he shoulder presses like 520 or I'm like, are you kidding me?
Unreal.
Like, this man is real.
Unreal.
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy.
He just doesn't stop.
No.
Like,
well, the amount of injuries that this man had, he's torn his bicep.
Yeah,
I think like twice.
That was like last year.
Yeah, I think he torn it like twice. Once prior to that one.
Okay, that makes sense.
He didn't tore his chest. That was his buddy that did that.
Yeah.
I think he tore a quad maybe, or maybe his knee gave out or something.
I think you're right. Yeah, no, he did tear his quad.
He
but
tore
it was very, very minor.
Okay, so it wasn't
what was that?
like a week later, he was still squatting, like coming back to it, but like
yucky.
I mean, with the amount of stuff that he's probably taking, the amount of recovery and whatever he's taking, he's just like, all right, I'm bouncing back. Like I'm like 5 years old. Like it doesn't matter to me. You could literally bounce me like a baseball, like baseball, basketball.
I had that conversation with someone. It was either Mike or it was with Damien's dad. But it was very interesting where I didn't know this, talking about steroid use and how it deteriorates something in your joints, or it doesn't let you recover enough in your joints. And that's why bodybuilders have so many injuries, or people on PEDs have so many injuries. Because it's like it weakens the cellular structure around the joints and the muscle insertions.
I don't know if it's so much that as your muscles develop so much quicker than the ligaments, and then because they're so much stronger than like all the ligaments, like they can't catch up, so they just break.
That's why Max is natty. He just really cares about his ligament health.
I do. I'm all about the ligaments.
Max, have you had any injuries from lifting?
Yeah.
What ones? Kind of curious.
Yeah, why you say it like that? I'm asking a question.
Yes, I have there, sir. Yes. What would
I guess so one shoulder, I don't know what the exact cause was, and this was like from like my teens, because I used to bang the weights together. Which is a no-go. If you're a young person watching it, don't clang the weights together. Your shoulder is not prepared for that outward force.
I had to tell like a 50-year-old man not to do that. And we also had like explosives or explosive push-ups. You're coming up on the bench. And they explained it the same way. I'm like, when you do your push-up, like don't come down like this. I'm like, do not do that on the way down. He's like, why not? I'm like, do a jump squat and don't bend your knees. And he's like,
well, it's like handling a jackhammer, man. It's like the rhythm of it, like the shock waves and everything. It just wrecks your entire joints and your tendons and everything.
The reason I stopped doing that is because the dude at the gym was like, hey, bro, you should be careful about when you knock them together. Cause like I suffered a lot of injuries, and I'm like, hey, my shoulders hurt all the time. Maybe I should listen to this guy.
He is 4 hours bigger than me.
I was like, hey man, no, stop.
But
Yeah.
what was I gonna say? The other one, I think it was an overhead press, and I don't remember. Actually, yeah, this was at Kingston. It was like something to do because I had previously injured my AC joints. One snowboarding, the other one in a shoulder press, and then they were good for a little while, and then like I heard it doing something overhead, and then it was just like no go. So I couldn't do most pressing movements, and that's why my chest lags.
Here it comes.
What do you mean by lags? It's just like
no, I just
it's
a weak muscle.
That's just latency
okay, fair
issues.
enough. The connection issues. Oh no, plug it in. Just like you're gonna go up and they just go.
Yeah.
But okay.
But yeah, mostly that. There's something up with my knee at the moment, and there's something up with my shoulder at the moment, and yeah.
Well,
you had B looking at your knee, didn't you?
Yes. I also think so. Brian said it was a overuse of like. Actually, no, we don't remember what it is. It's probably tendonitis. But basically, with my squats, we've shifted the focus from like a knee movement to a hip movement. So I was focused more on like hinging rather than just like staying super upright and just like bending my knees into the squat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then it like came back recently, so I'm like, I'm gonna start stretching and foam rolling because, yeah, actually, I did that the other day. It worked. It is perfect. I think that's the whole thing. It's just it needs that. I'm sure there's other things that I'm just forgetting. There's something wrong with my elbow, and I don't know what.
Oh God!
Do you take your fish oils?
No.
Oh,
really? You stopped?
Take your fish oils.
No, I just forget. I'm very bad about that. But the thing with the elbow, there's a knot in my tricep.
Ooh. Oh no.
And it's been there since I was like 17. Like it's just like in there.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Have you ever gone to like a massage therapist to actually get it like rolled out, or like even just roll it out yourself, right? Oh.
I rolled it out and I almost got rid of it first year at St. Lawrence. What was that? One of our teachers, the powerlifter one, the big guy.
Evan. Oh my God, I have a story to bring up about Evan.
tell me in a sec. But like he told me to like just roll it out because it felt like a knot. I was like, fuck, this is gonna suck. So I take like an Olympic bar and just roll.
You would, because I didn't know what you were doing, and I was like, this is some secret technique. So I was really
It's cut to the SpongeBob. Write that down.
That's exactly what it was. I would do that. I'm like, I don't know what this does, but it feels kind of cool.
Okay.
I have the same thing in my like mid back, like right there.
Okay.
And I have lacrosse balls, but I have those little bouncy balls from vending machines.
Oh, word.
And I'll use that, and it like will go, and it'll go, and it'll skip over it.
Oh.
And I can feel it. I felt it today when I'll do incline shrugs like up against the bench, and I could feel my upper back getting like, what is this in the way? Move it.
Push.
Sounds like
I saw the best video
in the world.
So we had a professor. His name was Evan.
Mm-hmm.
He works at Queens. He trains all the varsity athletes, or used to, something like that. This man was like 6'5".
He was very tall.
6'6".
Like freaking Hulk.
He used to play basketball.
Yeah.
Which blew my mind because this man was like 300 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
He was large. And
could you imagine him dunking?
Oh my God. But there was a video from homecoming, it must have been then. And someone was like, oh shit, Evan's on patrol. And it's all the 5'4" blonde girls in blue and red. And then like the 5'9" fuckboy dudes, and then Evan walking through the crowd playing security. He looked like it was like an ice age when they're going like along the trail and there's just Manny like above everyone. It was so funny.
Oh my gosh.
Awesome.
Such a good video.
Oh,
That's awesome. I gotta find
I've come
that.
to become bodyguard.
I think it was Jesse who took that.
Oh, okay, that would make sense.
She's like, Evan's out on patrol.
That's funny.
Actually, yeah, no. Throwback to fucking first year.
Hey,
That's
Been a
Damien,
long time. Been a long time.
That's where we all became friends.
this is true.
This is very true. Man,
I have a topic that I can bring up, or can we bring up how we became friends? Because I don't actually remember how we became friends.
We could definitely bring up how we became friends.
Cool.
I mean, I remember you guys down like in the old the old shack, and I remember Max trying to train JJ, or you were working with JJ at the time.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, "Oh, hey, man, I see you training." So
you guys were cool, big bodybuilder dudes doing your thing. Damien, I don't know how we started talking. I honestly, was it through Kendra?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
We were all in
I
res
remember-
together, right?
Yes, we were all in res first year.
And so, throwback to that.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was some wild stuff. Anyways, I remember Damien and I like actually had like a proper conversation at one of the, like the res parties. And I think you came up to me and were like, "Hey, you lift," and then we just chatted about bodybuilder stuff for like 10 minutes, and then I got distracted and disappeared.
Yeah.
Which is it's who I am as a person.
That's right.
Squirrel.
That's my entire personality in a nutshell.
That's okay.
Josh and I became friends because we were in class, and then I joined in with his like little troop.
Awful little group. Well, before that as well, because there was like a Facebook page where people would put up their name and pictures and all that, and Max did that, and I thought he was a swimmer because he was like, you know, like oiled up or whatever, like hanging out on like in a speedo. I'm like, oh, and I showed it to my friends. I'm like, I want to be this guy's best friend. Like, why not? And then it was at the bus pole that we kind of talked a little bit. And by that, I mean, we said hi and that was it.
And then we JJ, right? It's like, yeah, you're Max, right? Yeah.
And that was
really
it.
say much else.
That was the conversation.
Yeah.
And then it was only until like 2 months later, I was like,
no, it was way less.
Oh, it's that guy. No way.
Like a week later, I think I was on leg press. You almost walk into me and I'm like, hey, and we chat for like 10 minutes about like nothing. And then
and everything at the same time.
Over to talk to you and Kendra, and then we all hung out.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really remember with Damien. I think it was just at one point.
I think it was just one point.
I have a lot of concussion, to be honest. I just remember at one point we just worked out every day in the morning.
Yeah.
For like months.
Yeah, we did, and it was really cool because now everything's switched now because now I wake up late and you wake up early to go to the gym. But back then in third year, I used to wake up early and I used to drag him to the gym. Anyways, and I said a couple times, "Hey, do you want to come train with me or whatever?" And he was like, "Sure, yeah, whatever." And he comes in and he says, "Oh, I haven't eaten anything yet, so and we're doing legs." I'm like, "What do you mean you haven't eaten yet? And we're doing legs?"
That was the most awful workout. I think that was one of the few times I've thrown up. I remember. It was yuck. I remember, I don't know if we talked about this before on the podcast, maybe, but I think we brought it up with your dad, actually, where there was a guy, Max, remember Jay, who would train the varsity athletes. And so he would come in at 7 a.m. Shack opened at 6:30? 6:30. He would come in at 7 and he would take over all the squat racks and turf and just tell people to leave, which he can't do, but no one knew that, so they did anyway. And there was a day where we moved a bench so we could do seated, almost like seated pin press.
Yeah,
in a squat rack.
We were doing
and he came up and he's like, all right, go away, guys. And we're like, oh, we got like a few more sets. He's like, okay, cool, but like you have to leave soon because we're gonna set things up. We did like 8 extra sets. Just
because
like...
I told him, I was like, we're doing another 8 sets. He goes like, what? Like, I'm doing another 8 sets. You're not moving me. You can.
And yeah, we were part of like, I think it was rugby practice that day. Because I knew a few of the people, knew the girls on the team, and we just hung out, just did our thing.
It was a great time. That was also when I was consuming like 600 milligrams of caffeine every single morning too, plus a monster at night. It was, oh man, it was poop. Let's go right to the, and it was like 5:30 in the morning, and here I am chugging my pre-workout at the gym. I'm like walking to the gym or whatever. Oh yeah, my heart's racing now. Let's go.
God.
Here I am, just like a little bundle of energy. Oh, but I had to reduce it after I left Kingston. I was like, oh my gosh, okay, because I was like, okay, I my heart's starting to do a little weird things. I'm like, okay, I'm getting a little freaked out now. I'm done with this for a little bit, and yeah, I've reduced a lot of my caffeine intake. I now only have 1 monster a day.
Yeah,
only one.
You didn't even have anything when we went to train.
What do you mean?
Like other days?
Oh, the pre-workout, like the past weekend. Okay, I thought you meant in Kingston, but yes, I was like, nah, I don't do pre-workout anymore because it's just it does some weird stuff with my heart, and I get freaked out, and I say no.
That's fair enough, man. Your friends, I don't know if we can name drop, but one of your friends talked about when he had a panic attack one time from having too much caffeine.
Oh yeah, so one of my buddies. Oh my
I thought that was
gosh.
a really cool story.
Oh, he's a great guy, absolutely funny. But he took, I think took a double scoop of something. Oh no, okay, so he had bought in this pre-workout beforehand, without the caffeine in it. But then when he bought the caffeine, like this time, when he bought the pre-workout this time, it actually had the caffeine and he didn't know.
Oh, snap.
So he took it and his heart was going. Like his resting heart rate was like 160 per minute. Like,
well, because he had caffeine pills.
Which was his regular thing.
Yeah, and he had was it a fat burner or something like that?
He did. Thermos. No. He wasn't doing those at the time. But like he had the caffeine pills plus the extra caffeine on top of that, and he was just like, yeah, I'm not feeling so good. And the owner of the gym, which is a good buddy of my dad's, he was a national competitor back in the day as well. He was also a paramedic too. He took his heart rate and he was like, buddy, your resting heart rate's like off the charts, my guy.
Like, hey man,
go lie down. I know you have to go to work in like less than an hour, but sit in this dark room, just relax, lie down. If you need me, contact me at any point. Yeah,
he said that. He said he put him in a dark room and you put towels on them?
Yeah, you put cold towels on them just to cool them down, kind of thing.
And he checked in every so often just to see where his heart rate was at.
Yeah,
which was really cool. I think that's, but like, so what a coincidence that like a guy who's there who's also a paramedic.
Yeah.
All right, let's figure it out.
Yeah, his name is Brian Robitaille. He was a very competitive natural bodybuilder, dude. He's one of the biggest guys. You search up his name. He's actually a fairly well-known one in the Quebec scene, but he's retired now. But he's huge. Diamond.
The name actually rings a bell, yeah.
Brian Robitaille, yeah. His calves are just phenomenal. His quads were absolutely huge. Like just everything up. Just his physique was just overall the best. He went to the Worlds with my dad too. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And from that, the one topic of my sticky note. Let's talk about Damien's dad.
Okay. Let's talk about Damien's dad.
Let's hear the bio on Damien's dad.
Hang on, give me 2 seconds. I gotta drink some water. It's a lot of talking.
That's why you have 2 water bottles.
Oh my gosh. I got like at least a liter of this stuff. I bring this to the gym and everything.
And kombucha?
Yeah, it's kombucha.
I have some that
mango flavored.
That Emily bought me, and it's awesome. I told her I drank it. I had 2 sips. It is ridiculous.
Oh, now she's gonna watch and she's gonna be so upset.
She also got me these sweet Lulu pants, and oh, they're so comfy.
Nice.
The comfiest.
Yeah. So my dad, what do you want to know? Is there any specific questions that you want to ask, or do you want just kind of like a background, or like what? I feel like I'm in an interview now for my dad.
Give us the background, I guess.
Give us the background.
Yeah, so, like competitive background and whatnot.
Well, I think
if you know.
Okay, so I know so he started late in life with competing and everything else like that. He wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna start at 17, I'm gonna work my way up like that. He got into bodybuilding because when he worked for the Department of National Defense, one of his buddies was like, hey, you should come do a show with us, and I think you'll like it. He said, yeah, sure. I've been training for so long, I guess might as well just try it out. Anyways, fell in love with the sport and everything, and his lifelong goal at that time was to make it to the Worlds and at least compete in the Worlds and stuff like that. Whether or not he placed well, he didn't really care, as long as he made it to the Worlds. So over time, I think that was like 1994. Sorry, Dad, if you're watching this. 1994, when he started competing. Then in 1997, he was diagnosed with MS. I don't know if you know much about multiple sclerosis or whatever. But it's pretty much a autoimmune disease where it attacks your nervous system. So what pretty much happens is that the myelin sheath is attacked by your immune system, and sort of this sheath is decayed over time or whatever, and it gets replaced by this sort of scar tissue. And the scar tissue isn't as conductive as the original myelin sheath. And when you're trying to pass signals to, like, we'll say your hand or whatever, the signals don't come out properly, and sometimes you can't feel your hand or whatever. But where it affects him is his entire left leg. I have to well, his entire left leg is completely paralyzed. He can move it minorly. I shouldn't say completely, but he can move it minorly, but it was very hard. And later on, he also had an incident as well where it had affected his entire also left hand as well. His entire left hand is completely. Have you ever bumped your elbow, like your funny bone, before? Yeah. So you know how you get that sort of burning sensation, that constant, like really terrible burning. That's his entire hand, 24/7.
Oh my God.
And he can't really grip things very well, and it's just like, oh man, okay, well, how are you supposed to grip the dumbbell and everything? But anyways, he made it work, But he also has partial blindness, I believe, in his right eye as well. Partial blindness, like he can't, like, there's like a little circle in there too. But he didn't let that deter. He didn't let that deter him from like competing and everything else of that. He placed numerous times second. He was infamous for being second place in everything, in all of the categories. He was a middleweight champion. Well, not champion, I should say, but he was a middleweight, and then he did one heavyweight show, and he placed, I think it was first in that show or whatever. Anyways, over the years of 15 years or whatever, and he made it to the Worlds, I believe, in 2013, 14.
Let's go, baby.
He made it to the World, so he did do that and everything. So he's been on in numerous interviews with like there's a whole like interview with him like on TV that you can look up, and there's also several articles about him. I keep posting one of them on Father's Day all the time about like how he used to look and everything, because he's big. Awesome. So, but yeah, that's a little bit of the background of my father. He's given me so much inspiration over the years. It kind of gives you kind of like, if a person that can't feel his leg still squats, and a person that can't, control his hand, like even like basic closing and opening function movements are very, very hard for him. If he can still grab a dumbbell, then what's the excuse for me, right? Like that means I could push it just that much harder. So, but anyways.
Yeah. That's inspiring, man. That's really amazing.
Wild.
Yeah. The dates may be a little off, but I would have to check with my dad. Hopefully, he'll probably watch the episode, but anyways.
Right on.
Yeah.
You also couldn't tell meeting the guy. Where it's like standing up, he had to like brace himself, but other than that, like
as of lately,
mild mannered man.
Worse, but yeah.
Also, when Damien and I were totally not competing, but kind of competing eating food. This guy destroyed this like giant casserole of pasta.
Yeah, he
I didn't even know this until we're like, oh yeah, cool.
Yeah. Oh,
Big
another
deal.
another
1,800
thing
calories.
too about multiple sclerosis is that there's certain types of treatments you can do and stuff like that with these needles. And a very, very funny story I'm going to tell you. So these growing up, my dad had to use these large syringes for like I forget the names of the MS companies that would produce this medicine or whatever. But anyways.
Oh, your bodybuilding dad had to use these syringes.
Yeah, but intramuscular into each. It's the abdominal and the leg or whatever. Anyways, these needles were about like this, like this freaking big. Like they were big. They weren't like a little tiny needles. But anyways, so as a child, I grew up like, okay, like he's doing this for his medication or whatever. And then my mom says, okay, well, it's time to go grab your needles for like I don't know, like Menchacock or whatever. I don't know what needles you're supposed to get like as a young child, but you're supposed to get certain needles or whatever. So I go to the doctor's office, you know, thinking like, okay, they're gonna pull out the big boys. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm ready for this. They're gonna stick it right in there. Gonna just whatever, blah blah blah.
Like a cartoon needle.
Cartoon needle. And I sit down with my father and the doctor, and the nurse comes in and she's like, all right, are you ready for your needle? And then they pull out this tiny little freaking thing. And I go, and I say this, and I looked at her, I was like, is that it? And she goes, what do you mean that's it? And my dad had to explain everything, like, oh, I have multiple sclerosis, I take these types of medications and stuff like that. And you know, he's used to seeing like this freaking big, right? Going into like the thighs and everything. She goes, oh, that makes so much sense now. Okay. So yeah, that was a quite funny interaction with the nurse. So yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, he misses the whole bodybuilding scene. He also judges too. I forgot to mention.
Shit, right on.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's another part that I wanted to bring up. But I had no idea, and I was casually asking his dad about it. He was like, "Oh yeah, and I judge this," and I'm like, "Wait, what?" So if Damien does a show, he literally lives with
a judge.
Like
Damien,
what?
You have the perfect setup.
I know. The thing is that it's really interesting to see genetics as well, since my father does bodybuilding. So I also have a brother too. He's younger than me, but his physique is a spinning image of my father's. He has, so my dad doesn't have an even chest. One is a little higher than the rest. It's just different insurgents or whatever. My brother has that. He has the big delts as well, good arms and everything too. So, but when my dad looked at my brother posing, he was like, it's like looking in a mirror. It's absolutely freaky. But when he sees me, it's a lot different. I have even chests. I have bigger quads, and I have like, well, I still have the big delts or whatever.
Too.
But it's just it's nice to have like a father that does judge. Yeah, well, did judge. So.
But like speaking from like at least my experience, because I've had help from like people who've judged shows to just like work on my posing, and that was it. Like just that, like the little tweaks within the pose that make like the slightest difference make all the difference later on. And like it's like the little thing. It's like, oh, you need a little bit more of this, so that this, because we'll look for this as opposed to that. And like knowing what the judges would like to see is so important. And like, I'm not going to say more important than like what you just want to have in your physique, but it's if you want to be competitive, it's like, what do the judges like?
It's like having a cheat sheet for a test.
Yeah, it's like the ultimate, like you. Yeah, I know. It is pretty nice.
And like, and like, it's not like he's gonna like judge your show and be like, oh, there's my kid, I'm gonna give him better marks. There's like 5 judges, and that's not gonna be a thing. Like,
so he used to judge for Physique Canada, which is now not really a thing anymore, because it was an all natural competition. There was all these natural competitions, but this one, Physique Canada, would actually take actual samples and they'll send them off the lab to make sure that they're all natural. which unfortunately is a lot of money. Like each vial is like $200 a thing. It's like, holy crap, are you kidding me?
Well, like,
$200 just to see if you're taking anything. Oh,
to test an athlete, it costs like $1,000.
wow, even more than I thought. I thought it was like
Yeah.
I thought it was 200,
Yeah,
but
it's
still,
so
like,
expensive. And what they do in the CPA now is they'll like hand pick which athletes. It's like they'll sort of guess, and usually it's like the winners.
Yeah.
So like at the Mike Clément, Sam was also obviously flagged. He looked freaky as hell. I wasn't flagged because I looked like I didn't look like an enhanced athlete. I just had very good proportions, and like the rest of the men's physique guys just they didn't measure up.
I hope I get flagged.
The ultimate thing.
That's a good goal.
Someone, it happened.
What happened? What happened?
I was changing at Monster, and I'm like flexing in the mirror as you do, because why
It's a
wouldn't
mirror.
If there's a mirror, I have to hit my poses. But I'm doing my thing, and this guy walks in and like say, "Yo, you got a great physique." I'm like, "Thanks, man." He's like, "Are you natural?" Like, I'm like, bro, if I was on shit, I'd be so much bigger.
That's my favorite excuse to tell people all the time. Like, do you think this guy's not like? We had this one guy come down to the studio who's like well known with all of our franchises. Yeah. And someone asked me, they're like, "Do you think he's on steroids?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude's like 160 pounds. Like, what? Are you kidding me?"
But like,
oh man.
But like, here's the thing, because someone could be on stuff, like, and just look like me.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. But the difference therein is that like this has been like 10 years in the making, and like I just don't feel like taking that step before I turn pro. Like, sure. Realistically, like the risk reward is just not there for me yet. And then like yet. Well, we're gonna cross that bridge when we get to it. It's still terrifying to me. But regardless, it's like back to my initial point, like you could take stuff and just see like terrible results. Like, yeah. And go ahead.
If you rely on the drugs itself, you will never become what you want to be. Drugs don't. Tom Platz. Does drugs make a superstar? No. A superstar makes a superstar. He says something else, but he says it's three things. Like, is there drugs in bodybuilding? Sure. Is there this in bodybuilding? Sure. But a superstar makes a superstar. If you're willing to put in the effort, if you're willing to put in the time and the dedication and whatever, because like even look at Chris Bumstead, he's been doing this for years, right?
Well, even Chris, and like the thing about Chris Bumstead is like, and how honest him and Ian are about his stack is up for debate, and I'm sure whatever, but like I'm gonna just take it at face value because why not?
Yeah.
Like there are such things as, and like Chris obviously is hyper responder. He has like phenomenal genetics, obviously.
Yeah, he does.
But like it doesn't take much to yield great results if you're doing everything else right.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, if you're eating those calories, if you're getting those meals, if you're doing the hardcore exercises and sleeping and everything, yeah. No, if you're doing everything right, then you're gonna get those results. If you just like, all right, now I'm just gonna go eat junk food. I'm not gonna work out. It doesn't matter. You're gonna get the side effects of all the terrible side effects, and you're gonna look like absolute crap.
Yeah.
So
I remember this one dude at Monster. I have no idea what his name is. He was just this random like extra, I guess.
Some random background character.
He's like that random stormtrooper in scene 28 of episode 5.
Yeah. It was just he'd come in and be big, and then 2 weeks later be like small again.
Ooh.
And didn't look good. He was just like bigger than he was, and then he'd shrink back down, and then he'd get back bigger again, and then he'd shrink back down. It's like he doesn't look good, but you can notice that he's like from these weight fluctuations that are like noticeable fluctuations. Like, oh, this guy is a little sus.
Yeah, that's really sucks. You got to keep consistent. If you're not, so the thing is with steroids, for me at least, if you're not going to be planning on doing the pro shows or whatever, then don't even try that. I've known several people that have done that before and they regret it because now they're on pretty much TRT for the rest of their life. And and everybody all the people keep telling me like, man, I go down and I come back up and I go down and it's just a whole wave of emotions. Like, dude, you're already off it. It's like, but like at the same, it's like, no, it's for the rest of your life now. I go like this for the rest of my life.
And it's one of those things. It's like you can definitely like cycle off in a very safe way, or like cycle on in a very safe way, and like depending what you're taking, you can make it so that you don't have to like lose a bunch of weight, or you can just like coast out, or like the way you structure it to make it very safe, or as safe as like theoretically safe as can be. But like similarly, like I have a buddy who like he was on everything.
Oh yeah,
like tread and like Anavar. Like he'd be popping Anavars like after work. I'm like, what's that? It's like, oh, this is bar. I'm like, oh, okay. And like he was on everything.
Like even insulin, HGH kind of thing as well,
I
or
don't
just
think
like
he was there yet because that's expensive.
Yeah, it is. No,
but like he was on trend.
Okay.
And like everything is so that you need to cycle in with like trend to make sure that trend works.
Oh.
And because he was prepping for like his first show. Yeah. Yeah, and like I'm not gonna name him because I don't think he would like that, but like now he's doing much better now. Like he's had to be on TRT, and like he's doing much better now, and he's just like doing his personal training thing. He's rocking it. Like he's doing great. But like I remember seeing him go from like his prep and looking like freaking like statue to looking smaller than like a 19-year-old me. And I wasn't big at 19. I was like upwards of like maybe like between 160 and
hey, we don't go around throwing words like big and ones.
It wasn't big for me. But like yeah. Like,
wow.
He shrank. It was but like luckily he's found his groove, and like he's found what makes him happy, and like he wanted to be pro. He like wholeheartedly wanted to go pro, and like the dream was there, and then like I don't know exactly what happened. It's not my business, but like he
just I'm done.
Yeah, wasn't a thing anymore.
Oh, that just sucks. That just sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like all these athletes now just take either insulin or they stay away from the HGH because they don't want that bubble gut, because Phil Heath got flamed for that. And that's still a controversial topic.
Dragged through the mud for that.
Yeah, he did. It's a hernia. It's a hernia.
It was a hernia though.
It was a hernia? Okay.
It was a hernia.
It was a hernia.
Like that's also why like everything else of him downsized, because he had to take time off because it healed, because he had to fix it.
Yeah.
And now he's like, I don't know what his plan is now, but like, yeah, he actually had a hernia.
But blaming the whole bubble gut thing on a hernia, I feel like using HGH.
Partially the hernia, partially the GH, partially actually I think the insulin also has big issues with the gut, because like everything's like swelling up and like
going through the liver, right? All through the liver, got to be filtered, right? So But he got COVID also as well. He got COVID. Yeah, he got COVID. He lost. I think there was a whole generation.
Monetization.
Oh no!
Come on, Damien.
Bleep it out.
I don't think we make any.
Yeah, bleep it out.
But no, he got that, and he lost some size to that, and now he's trying to get back up. I don't think he's competing in.
I don't think he's gonna go back to the Olympia.
No, Hani Chupin should have gotten third.
Who got third?
Phil Heath. Phil Heath.
Wait, this year? Phil wasn't there this year.
Oh, it was. I think that was like 2 years ago then.
Maybe it was 2 years ago.
Yeah. No, but anyways, it was Big Ramy and then or was it Brandon and Big Ramy? Anyways, there were those two.
Yeah.
And then it was Phil Heath, and
then it
then
was
Honey
Hadi.
Chupin.
Okay.
And I was like, Honey looks so freaking better than him, man. Like just in the midsection wise.
Everything. He freaking
he
looks like a granite statue.
He kept like Phil Heath did good in the prejudging to keep his gut under control. It was only after when he got on the stage for the second time that he started like and it started coming and you can even see it. Honey Chupin was looking over like, holy moly, that thing's huge. Yeah.
There's clips from that show where Hadi's like, nah, turn around. We want to see what you got. And he like feels like, no, just like hits a back shot.
Like, yeah. Well, there was also a lot of different things as well, like with Phil Heath and controversial. But anyways, we won't get into that.
we won't get into that. Did you watch this year's Olympia?
I didn't watch. I mostly watched. It's so like even the whole bodybuilding community, like the whole like conference with Breon and Chris Bumstead and how they did that whole thing, using him as a co-hanger and just like, yeah, he's showing off. It's like
Breon just keeps slipping.
Yes, because now he went fourth, right? He's got fourth in.
No, he got third again.
You got third. Okay, you got third.
You got third again.
Because he was second the year previous. Okay.
No, so in 2020 he was third, and this year again he was third.
Okay.
That was so.
He's not like slipping, but like he's got that like I'm coming for you, Chris. Like you got Terrence to deal with, bro. Like
and then you got Nick Walker. Never mind, is a whole totally different thing. But
we're gonna get into that though. So I want to talk about that.
So I didn't look at too much of the open. I kind of kept that. I really wanted to see how Chris would, because after like when he made his speech saying like I was crying in the bathroom and everything. I was like, wow, like and that just shows you how human like these bodybuilders are. Like they do feel emotions, man. Like the wow, okay.
It's really cool to see how it went from like the 70s where it's just these like godlike looking dudes who are like in theory just like stone and just heroic. Like they try to make that like
heroic face.
Heroic is such a great adjective to use. It's a very good descriptor to use.
When in reality, it's like there's still people who live human lives. This is just the job that they've fortunately found themselves in and worked towards.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, like you guys have 9 to 5. Oh, well, I don't know, 9 to 5 jobs, whatever. You have regular lives. You guys have lives outside the gym. You have responsibilities. You have to come home. You have to make supper. You have to do this. You don't have any, you don't have any like people like really helping you. Like, you kind of have to also push yourself as well. And, like you don't have these professional cooking for you. It's just like, it's hard.
It is tough.
And mentally grueling.
But so I don't know if you saw the open.
A little bit.
So this year for the open, I think it went like this. It went Rami won.
Yep.
Brandon got second.
Okay.
Hadi got third. It was Hunter Labrada got fourth. I'm gonna let you look him up. He's the son of Lee Labrada, who's like a famous like old school like from the not 70s, but like
buddy, he's big. Yeah.
And then Nick Walker in his first pro year got fifth.
That's insane,
dude. So I want to go on a tangent about Nick Walker. Nick Walker has been saying he's gonna win shows, and he's just been like talking smack. He's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna do it. Like it's super matter of fact. And then he won the New York Pro.
Yeah.
He won the Arnold Classic.
Yeah.
And he placed top 5 in the Olympia.
He had a wild last few shows. Like he rose to the ranks real quick.
Well, dude, sorry, go ahead.
This is unheard of. Like I was watching, I think it was just like a quick scene from like an Instagram video, but no one's done this since Flex Wheeler.
Yeah.
Like bananas.
Well,
Like-
frig, Ian was sort of like, man, he's going crazy. Like, well, it's like, oh yeah, Blessing Abu, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but anyways, he was saying like, oh, he was trying to be the villain of which show,
Yeah.
Texas Pro or whatever, and I was
I
like,
don't remember, but
anyways,
they were like dueling it out, and then like Blessing didn't place. They had like a collab the other day. They're still cool, which
no,
is
they
good.
are so cool. Okay,
Yeah,
but anyways, I'm sorry, but Blessing,
Blessing has some catching up to do.
yeah, yeah,
But I do think he does show a lot of promise.
yeah.
I'm not.
No, he
I'm
does
not
look
ruling
good.
him out.
But when you get the nickname, the Mutant,
W.
you know it's gonna be big.
Bananas, and he looks crazy.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Pwah, just
Pwah.
insane. Like, anyways.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good year for bodybuilding. That's for sure.
Well, sorry, I feel like it's starting to ramp up a lot more. I feel like over the years it's starting to like, okay, like ever since Ronnie Coleman, and then you also had Jay Cutler era. It's sort of been like, okay, there's not really any rivalries. There's not really anything going on right now. There's no new people coming in. It's kind of like the same old. But now all these new names coming in, like, okay, like now you have Big Ramy, now you have Nick Walker coming in, and everything else. It's like, okay.
I think the great thing about nowadays is that most of the top pros are very present on social media, and they like get out there and they interact with fans. And like this is something that they've never done before. And it's becoming almost more like it's slowly seeping into the mainstream, especially with like obviously Chris Bumstead and like him being like one of the top Gymshark people. Or is he still a Gymshark?
No, he has his Raw now. He has his own company and everything.
No, but Raw is a supplement company.
I think he might. Because there was the because there was the Sebum like full sweatsuit kind of thing that they gave away before the Olympia.
Okay, nice.
It's actually the
he's
last
also
thing.
doing stuff with Young LA.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
That's not
because
bad.
that was because he was in the States, he just didn't have clothes. And then I think he like bought a few things and then he hit them up and they're like, yeah, sure, why not?
Nice. Oh, to have 1 million followers on Instagram.
Yeah, this was posted September 4th, 2018. Live updates, faces. Chris Bumstead, Ryan Terry. I don't know if he's a part of it still. He may not, because
Check his bio. Does it still have a link? Not a link, but a code.
Well, and on Instagram itself.
Yeah.
Okay, give me 2 seconds.
Word.
On see.
Josh, what's our timer at?
We're at like 1 hour and 20 minutes.
Go us.
Yeah. I've reset it a few times past an hour. I've been adding on 15 minutes.
Oh my
So
god.
I'm like, I'm having a good time. I'm getting kind of hungry, but like I'm having a great time.
Yeah.
So we have Gymshark, Revive, and Young at LA. It's all
so he's
sponsored by
probably
those.
with like everybody. Right
Yeah,
on.
and he's co-owner of Get Raw Nutrition.
Yeah.
So that he has the juiciest lineup of sponsorships. Like
Well, at the
if
moment,
you were to have any three, man, like those would be it.
Well, like I feel like Get Raw is great because it's got like very prominent bodybuilders who are like they have substance with them. They're not just like Instagram models who post content and get views. It's like here's Nick, here's Matt Jansen, here's Sean Clarida. Like these are top tier pros who are like also pretty chill people and who like make themselves known on like social media through like being just who they are. Mhm.
Yeah, I just wish that Callum Von Moger would get back on the scene.
Actually, I wanted to bring that up when we were talking about injuries earlier, and Larry Wheels freaking tears, and I don't know how long we have like to go on a tangent about this. He tore everything.
He broke, but it was like back to back.
Yeah.
He
tore his bicep with Chris.
Yep.
With Chris.
Doing dumb stuff. Okay.
They were curling like 405 together. Chris lucked out. because if he got hurt, he would not be in the position he's in.
That's very interesting to think about, actually.
It's something I think about often.
Often, geez.
I think about it like at least like once every 2 months. I'm like, huh.
Well, it's one thing to do it for the Instagram. It's another thing just to,
Mhm.
okay, you're one of those like cool. Yeah, anyways, you know.
Because that was Callum Bowmugger's like whole personalities. Like he do like very Daredevil-esque stuff.
Yeah, like rock climbing down the face of a mountain and then popping your kneecap out.
That was stuff. That was like a freak accident. That doesn't even make sense. That shouldn't have happened.
Oh,
like his quad tour.
Okay.
Yeah, his quad tour. That's,
I thought he just dislocated his knee and it was just like
quad tour, which doesn't make any sense because he was like, this is quad tour, and at the same time his bicep like retore.
Retore as well. Yeah. I think he was trying to hold on or something with the rope, and he just the sudden force maybe just like
it's terrifying. And if you look at pictures of him now, like even the last show he did, like you could tell which leg had the injury.
Yeah.
It's really just super unfortunate.
Yeah, it is. You know,
he fell off very quickly after all that.
Like he's coming back up. He's not quite at the level that he was because he went through a lot of stuff. Like I don't know if you guys watched his
Unbroken.
Like, pardon?
Unbroken.
Yeah.
From the Netflix documentary.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't bad. It was very interesting to watch. Like I'm not gonna call it like monumental or anything, but it was interesting to watch, and it was a very cool perspective into like what Callum went through.
Yeah,
and it was tough, man. Like he had to deal with like losing something, like a part of him that made him himself.
Yeah. No, of course.
Yeah.
And then he had to get over his ex-girlfriend, and then his dog died and everything else. Like it was, and also Baz died, which is his lizard as well, which was another part of him as well. He moved back to Australia now. He's making his own gym and everything. So, but then he's getting all these tattoos, and it's just like, I don't think, he got a whole phoenix tattoo, and that's like probably one of the biggest reasons why I'll never get a tattoo is because it just covers up the entire physique, and it's just like, no.
I was talking about that the other day actually with someone.
Oh really?
Who was I talking to about that? I think it was yesterday or the other day. Friday? Yesterday.
Friday was good.
It was a few days ago. But I was talking to, I think, one of Rachel's friends about that and why, like, if I were to get a tattoo, it'd either be on a forearm or like something small.
On the foot or something, right? Or
I want to get a Bulbasaur tattoo, like
get an infinity symbol around his wrist.
Oh yeah, I want to get a Bulbasaur.
Live forever. I don't know. Well, that would be kind of cool. That would be kind of cool. I mean, my dad, since he's a judge and everything, he despises tattoos because you can't see the lines. You don't know if someone's ripped or if it's just like the detail of the tattoo and everything. He's like, man, all these
pulls away from it.
And people are like, why am I getting like 5th or 6th? It's like, because I can't bloody see.
Because we can't tell where the lines are. And actually, that's something I brought up was one of my close friends did a show, and he has like a full chest piece. And like this man was shredded, like beyond belief, like next level shreds. And he didn't place well. And the judges straight up told him, like, hey, it's because of the tattoos. And like he was obviously upset and not happy with it. But like the argument there is like someone else made the argument. It's like, well, it's his artwork. It's him portraying himself. It's like, yes, that's valid. But if the judges can't tell, like, are judging your muscles or judging the symmetry of your muscles, if they can't tell what's going on there
underneath, like, is your right bicep similar to your left bicep,
or even if like if your abs are like this, or if they're like whatever, if they're bunched up or not, like if the lines in the tattoo like contradicts with the lines in your abs, or like anything happens, it's very hard.
I'm concerned now.
You'll be fine.
You'll be fine. We talk about like these giant pieces. Like if you were to look at Callum von Mogers, he has a whole piece down and nothing on. So like when you're doing the double bicep, right? Trying to do like comparisons, it's like it could be like, okay, maybe I can see some detail, but I can see all the detail here. Is it similar? I don't know. kind of thing.
What's probably going to happen with you, because you have a small one here and you have the back one. What's going to happen with you is the only one. Actually, no, they won't give you grief because with the tan, the back one will look faded. So you'll be able to see more of your back. And like with the one in the front, since it's color, it'll just sort of like.
Well, I guess, yeah, because this has a bit of color, and on the back, it's just like the one little thing.
Yeah.
Do you have anywhere else there, JJ?
Don't be worried. That's they won't even look at that.
No. Yeah, you know, as long as he gets the
Well, that's like with Cole, because Cole has the giant fucking blue polar bear.
Oh, that's so true.
He's got the hand. He's got the orca on his hand too now.
Oh,
and he's gonna add. He was gonna add to it a bit more as well.
Yeah. So I think. Yeah. But more and more, like obviously it depends what category, but like the amount of men's physique guys who have sleeves. Like, and it depends.
Honestly, on more than most.
Yeah. Like top tier Olympians, like the men's physique Mr. Olympia, he has like not. I don't want to like bash him or anything, but he doesn't have like nice tattoos. He has like, I got these as a teenager type tattoos.
Are they like tribal tattoos or whatever? Like black tattoos?
No, they're just like stars and shit and like just random stuff. Like it doesn't look super nice, but it doesn't look awful. It doesn't take away necessarily. And he's like it just works in whatever. You can hardly tell when he's on stage, but it's like a lot of, and even Andre Ferguson.
No.
He's placed like top 3 at the Olympia for men's physique a few times.
I guess, yeah. Andre has. Yeah.
He's got a huge back piece, and it's a very nice back piece. And oddly enough, like because I think it's black and white, and he's of a darker skin tone, it works in, and you can't really tell so much that it's the New York cityscape. You can just tell that like, oh, there's something there, but we can still see the muscles.
You can still see the definition and everything else. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Can I bring up the dumbest argument I've ever had with someone?
Okay, what's up?
It was when someone tried to tell me that I should not go on stage because getting a spray tan and going on stage is the same as blackface. And I'm like, you're stupid.
But like,
wowzers.
But here's the thing: where do we draw the line?
Yeah, but everyone is all the same shade, though.
Yeah.
Unless you just cut it off at the neck region.
Are being the same shade.
Josh, you're lagging.
Being all orange. Everyone's becoming orange.
Yeah.
That's fine. Everyone's becoming orange.
Italian appropriation. I can make this joke.
Bro, we're looking like this, all right? Like, come on.
Basically. But no, I think, but on a serious note, like the reason I'd say like it wouldn't be blackface is because
oh my gosh. He's looking to his left, he's looking to his right. Oh no.
Josh is lagging.
Oh man.
There you
go.
Okay.
Yeah, we're having a bad time.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? But yeah, I feel like we can like finish on this note, but like basically I think the reason that like it wouldn't be considered blackface is that you're not trying to look like a different ethnicity. Yeah. You're just trying to like.
You're not trying to demean people.
Yeah, you're trying to be more tan so that you can see the definition of the muscles on stage. And like movie stars do this for specific cameras, so they have to get darker. Like the whole Hobbit trilogy, like they had to have, because it was like a 3D and like a specific lens, they had to have like super crazy makeup that would like basically make them all like a crimson color. Of red.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then like on screen, of course, they look like Caucasian, but like when you see them off like in like
regular lighting,
special features, and it's like, oh, they are red. They look red. Like,
dang.
Like they got sunburned.
Lobster.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. I mean, you're not trying to be racist, I'll tell you that.
That's not the end goal. The end goal is just to be dark enough to see definition on stage, and that's basically it.
to be able to see the muscle fibers move if they're able to move or whatever, and
Yep.
just that. So.
All right. And I want to loop back to competing. Josh is doing a show, as we know, and the week later is my show. So Damien, if you do decide to compete with Josh, the following week is the Natural Pro Qualifier. So if you guys both place, you guys can come back the next week and compete with me.
And become a pro natural.
And
Natural Pro Qualifier.
pull a sound.
Man. I have to give it some serious thought. Maybe I'll pitch it to my dad, see what he says.
Honestly, and treat it like an experience, and just be like, I want to have fun with this, or as much fun as I can, and like just like see how it goes.
Yeah.
Like no expectations.
Just go and see how you do.
Basically, just go in. I was like, my goal, like set your goal as like, I just want to try it. And if I do well, I do well. If I don't, then at least I got there and it was a hoop.
Yeah, that's true. No.
Attitude.
I would have to definitely think about it because I'm more getting nervous.
Okay. We're not expecting you to make like a snap decision on the podcast.
Okay.
We're just gonna try to convince you.
Fair enough. Over the
Yeah.
Okay. Definitely convince me
Excellent.
more after the podcast.
Definite maybe.
Having the worst time. Oh no.
Josh says his internet's having the worst time. All right. Okay. Well, on that note, we will call it a day. Thank you, Damien, for coming. Guest number one.
I feel special. I definitely thank you guys for inviting me on.
You're very welcome.
Yeah.
Oh,
let me come back on anytime. Let me know if you guys wanted me to ever come back on and stuff like that. So
we probably will. This has been a fun time.
I'll probably have to wear a different cardigan than this because this is my mom's. I said, Mom, give me a cardigan.
This is Rachel's. This is Josh is gone.
Oh no. But yeah, no, I saw your little story. You told me that yeah. So no.
All right, so now we all gotta throw up peace signs.
Okay.
Let me use this for the
thumbnail. Perfect. Sweet. Well, I definitely appreciate you coming on, man. Having me come on. Jeez.
Well, it's great to have you on. And you're streaming now, right?
I am streaming now. Every
Excellent.
Thursday we're streaming, and I'm trying to post once every week on YouTube. A lot of Warzone content. Right now, we're gonna be taking a little break of Warzone, and we're gonna be doing a lot of walkthrough content of Little Nightmares. I don't know if you're.
I am familiar.
You are familiar? I did a whole playthrough. Did a whole 2 hour and 30-minute playthrough. I thought it was gonna be like 4 hours playthrough. I was like, oh my god.
That was quicker
All right. Yeah, it was a lot quicker. I'll
put the link to your stuff. You send me the link to your thing, and I'll put it in the description. And we'll shout you out.
100%.
Okay, appreciate it.
Instagram and all that stuff.
Okay.
In the description. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and hit up Damien's Twitch,
YouTube and Twitch and everything.
Hit them up.
We'll attach that.
Got a sweet cardigan. I'll say.
We all managed to get cardigans.
I can't believe you got.
I don't look as big. God damn.
They're real big.
Yeah, same.
Mine's just small. This is Rachel's.
All
right. And that's that. Peace out, everybody.
Peace,
That's Cardigains.
That's Cardigains.